All right, you guys, so here is our live lesson recording for rates and ratios. Today, I will use multiplication statements to describe two quantities as a ratio. I will identify unit rates and the difference between rates and unit rates. I will identify and reason with ratios, including unit rates and rations in a given context. So today, we'll start with I notice, I wonder. So I notice that we have two strip diagrams. One talks about children, one talks about adults. In this strip diagram, I have two sections, and in this strip diagram, I have 1, 2, 3 sections. So if I have 140 children, how many adults will I have? Well, if I take 140 and break it into two sections, that means I will have 70 children in each section. So if the ratio is 2 to every 3 adults, that means I'm going to put 70 for this, 70 for this adult, and 70 for this adult. So that means if I have 140 children, I will have 210 adults. As we can see, the ratios are a comparison of two quantities. There are three ways to write a ratio. You can write it as a fraction, so 2 over 3, or 140 over 210. You can write it with the colon, A colon B, or 2 colon 3, 140 colon 210. Or you can write it with the word 2, A to B, 2 to 3, 140 to 210. Keep in mind that order does matter. So whatever I say first comes first, or goes at the top of the fraction, which is our numerator. Now let's talk about completing a ratio table. In this case, we're going to complete this table using mental math strategies. We're talking about number of packs and the number of sticks within a pack. We know the ratio is for every one pack, I have 17 sticks. So that means for 2 packs, I would have 34 sticks. Well, that means that I need to figure out how many sticks I will have for 4 packs. Well, since I know that 2 times 2 is 4, therefore 34 times 2 brings me 68. Okay, now I want to figure out 20 packs. 20 packs, I can do a couple of things. I can start at 1 and multiply that times 20. Therefore, I will multiply 17 times 20. Or I can take 4 and multiply that times 5. Okay, and then multiply 68 times 5. Pause the video and tell me how many sticks come in 20 packs. All right, so we know that 20 packs give you 340 sticks. So what if I have something weird like 5? Well, I need to look within the ratio table and find out which of these numbers does 5 have a relationship. I see 5 may have a relationship with 1 and 5 has a relationship with 20. I know that I can multiply 1 times 5 to get 5. So therefore, if I want to know how many sticks come in 5 packs, I'm going to multiply 17 times 5. 17 times 5 gives you 85. And now if I look at 15 packs, I know that 5 times 3 is 15. So how many sticks will come in 15 packs? Pause the video and see if you can figure the answer out. Well, since I multiply 5 times 3, I'm going to also multiply 85 times 3. And that gives me 255. So now I have this weird number, 153. How in the world can I figure out how many packs have 153 sticks? Well, I may have to find a relationship here. So I'm thinking maybe there's a relationship between 17 and 153. If I was to take a calculator, I can say 153 divided by 17. That gives me 9. So that means 17 times 9 is 153. So 1 times 9 gives me 9. So 9 packs have 153 sticks. Now it's time to use ratio tables to help us solve word problems. Charlotte is going to run a 10-kilometer race. She has trained to run 1 kilometer for every 4 minutes. After she runs at this rate for 20 minutes, which statement is true? Well, let's first figure out how many kilometers she will run in 20 minutes. Mentally, I know that 4 times 5 gives me 20. So therefore, 1 times 5 will give me 5. So I know for 20 minutes she will run 5 kilometers. Keep in mind that it's a 10-kilometer race. So we have to look at each statement and determine, based on the information we have, what is true. So let's start here. She will have completed 1/3 of the race. Well, let's see. The entire race is 10, and she completed 5 kilometers. Well, that's actually half. So this one will not work. She completed 1/5 of the race. Well, we know she completed half, so that won't work. She finished the race. Well, the entire race is 10 kilometers, so that won't work. So the correct answer is she completed half of the race. Enzo uses a hose to fill 225-gallon pool with water. Water fills the pool at a constant rate of 15 gallons per minute. With the given information, which statement is a reasonable conclusion? Well, let's look at this. And this time we're going to have to find the relationship between 15 and 225. Well, 15 times 15 gives you 225. So therefore, the pool will get to 225 gallons in 15 minutes. How many gallons would it get to in 20 minutes? Well, I know that 1 times 20 is 20. So what is 15 times 20? Pause the video and write down the answer. So 15 times 20 is actually going to give you 300. Well, if I know it fills up to 300 gallons in 20 minutes, that means in 10 minutes, it's going to be half of 300. So that's going to be 150 gallons. And that means in 5 minutes, it's going to be half of 150. So that's going to give me 75 gallons. So let's look and see which statement is true. There are 300 gallons in the pool after 20 minutes. There will be 300 gallons of pools after 20 minutes. The pool will be 1/3 full in 1/3 of an hour. Well, first of all, 1/3 full. The pool is full when it's 225 gallons. And I need to also figure out 1/3 of an hour. So let's figure out 1/3 of an hour first. 1/3 of an hour, we know an hour is 60 minutes. I know that 3 times 20 is 60. So 1 times 20 is 20. So 1/3 of an hour would be 20 minutes. Well, we know in 20 minutes it's actually going to be overflowing because it's 300 gallons. So this one won't work. There will be 75 gallons in the pool after 10 minutes. Well, nope. After 10 minutes, that will be 150. So that's not going to work. And the pool will be 1/3 full in 5 minutes. So let's see what will be 1/3 full in 5 minutes. What is 1/3 full? Well, if the entire pool is 225 gallons, that's how much you need to fill the pool, and you need 1/3 of that, you're going to have to find the relationship between 225 and 3. Pause the video and figure out that relationship. Well, if I find the relationship, I notice that if I divide 225 by 3, I'm actually going to get 75. So that means 225 divided by, 3 times 75 gives you 225. So therefore 1 times 75 gives you 75. So that means 1/3 of the fill is 75. And the pool will be 1/3 full in 5 minutes. That's true. There will be 300 gallons in the pool after 20 minutes. I think this after kind of makes it throw it off. And so after 20 minutes, there'll be 300. So actually, I want to say both of these possibly could be true. The after kind of throws me off a little bit, but possibly that one can be true if you say at 20 minutes, it will be full. All right. In Leslie's class, there are 15 students with brown hair, 3 students with blonde hair, and 5 students with black hair. What is the ratio of students with brown hair to students with black hair? The first thing I notice is that I'm not going to need any information about blonde hair. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to X that out because I really don't need that information. So I don't need this 3 right here because I don't care about blonde hair. I only care about black and brown hair in this particular case. All right. And then I want to go ahead and set up a ratio of students for brown hair to students with black hair. So that means I'm going to talk about 5 students with black and 15 students with brown. Notice I'm going to put my brown at the top because it says brown to black hair. So the question is, what is the ratio of students with brown hair to black hair? This is the ratio, but you want to make sure that you simplify. Both 15 and 5 can be divided by 5, which is going to give us 3 to 1. So the ratio is 3 to 1. All right. Also, it's super important that you understand the difference between a rate and a unit rate. A rate is a ratio that compares 2 quantities with different units. Unit rate is a rate that is 1 as the denominator. So, a rate would say I have 24 pencils for $1.20. So the rate has 2 different units, money and pencils. What makes it a unit rate is when you find out how much the price per pencil. So if you say that it's 5 cents for 1 pencil, that is a unit rate. Also, you could say pencils per dollar, which will be 20 pencils for $1. So anytime you have that 1 at the bottom in your denominator, that is considered a unit rate. There are many examples of unit rate in the real world, including miles per hour. When you see speed limits, that's unit rate. Unit price, which you see on lots of labels and tags inside the grocery store. And then just different things that you see, how much things cost per dozen, different packaging, and things like that. You see them everywhere. All right, so let's figure out the unit rate. A gray whale's heart beats 64 times in 8 minutes. What is a whale's heart rate in beats per minute? Pause the video and find this unit rate. All right, so I know that I can get from 8 to 1 by dividing 8 divided by 8. That gives me 1. So I should have this same relationship here at the top. 64 divided by 8 gives me 8. So I know that the unit rate for beats per minute is 8 beats per minute. All right, so today we used multiplication statements to describe 2 quantities as a ratio. I identified unit rates and the difference between rates and unit rates. I identified and reasoned with ratios, including unit rates and rations in a given context. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.